So I was handling some business today, and I got a recommendation for somebody because it was some real stuff. I was told stop paying people in advance. And I was dealing with something. If you're a mom, you know what I'm saying, that this workforce is crazy. This workforce is crazy. And when you have a child, we're dealing with something as mothers, as single mothers, is that jobs don't want to work with a realistic schedule. It used to be 9 to 5 cutoff, 8 to 4 cutoff. Now they want you to work all of these extra hours, come in without a pre-warning, come in without telling you, and you stuck as a child. You're like, where's the baby going to go? And so we're dealing with men because on social media, people can do that. They have these opinions, especially with black women, saying that we're lazy, the black women are lazy, they're bums, this and that, because it has become abortion culture. So because abortions are being pushed, when you're dealing with the very realistic, like I have a child, you cannot just call me in. I don't know what to tell you because who's going to watch the baby? And so I was dealing with something that because of my credentials, all of these jobs want me to work overnight. Who's going to watch the baby? I can't work overnight because the truth of the matter is people have their own lives. People have their own lives. They got their own struggles. They got their own stuff. People don't have time to take time out of their day to watch your child at night on a consistent basis. And then two, you don't really want to put your child through that because you don't want to be worried if something is happening to the child. You just don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in that situation. So with that being said, the workforce has become extremely difficult to deal with. And despite what people say online, you have to work. You have to have money. You have to have money. You have to be able to provide for yourself financially. You have to be able to take care of your stuff. You have to take care of your life. You have to take care of your stuff. You can't be chasing a fantasy. I always say fantasy leads to poverty. So with that being said, there's some very real issues going on with finding employment as women. There's some very real issues of finding employment as women because when you're left with the reality of having to have a consistent job, when you have a child, when you have responsibilities, you find yourself struggling because the jobs are inconsiderate to the fact that you have to be done with your job by a certain time because you have to take the child to school. So even if you work overnight, no, I cannot stay here till 8. The school, I have to drop her off by 9, which means that I need to be off at 5. I need to go get her. Or him, if you have a boy, you got to go get the child. You got to go get the child ready for school. You got to cook the child breakfast. You have stuff to do. And you don't have time to be at work. And then they want to pull the crap like, this is the family. Girl, don't nobody got time for that. You are not family. You are not family. And the workplace is not a family. This is not a family. And there has to be boundaries. And then that's when you start getting into the work wives. First of all, a man shouldn't have a work wife. That's disrespectful. So as mothers, I would just say be encouraged by God. And just try to hang in there. You know, I say these are the days of Nero. These are some tough times. These are some very tough and tumultuous times. Tumultuous? I'm stuttering. Anyway, these are some difficult times. These are some difficult times financially for the regular folk. These are some difficult times for single mothers. And this is a difficult time in the workforce. You see college students are crying. Oh, yeah, okay, it is rough. But imagine being a parent. Imagine the difficulties that parents are going through. And it's across the spectrum. Because you don't have anybody. You're going to give birth because your body is designed to give birth. Your body is designed to conceive. Your body is designed to reproduce. So according to the life cycle, you are going to have a moment. You have women who are doctors who cannot find anyone to watch their children at home with their kids. And it's a depressing time. It's a very depressing time. It's a depressing time knowing that you have a child that you have to provide for and you don't have anybody to watch the child. That's depressing. So I would just say be encouraged. Keep praying and keep pressing through. But I was dealing with something, y'all, as a single mother. My ex-boyfriend's mother, I paid her $250 to babysit Ruth for the month of August. She took the money and didn't do anything I said to do. And that's been a consistent issue. That people will, I'll hand them money. And I had somebody do that over $10. And I'm looking at her like, girl, I'm not about to fight with you over no $10. Take the money. We was up at Taco Bell. I said, here the $10. She gonna take the $10. Like, oh, did I ever give you a change for your $10? If you that broke that you gonna try to take your friend's $10, girl, keep the $10. Keep the $10. I'm not about to argue with you over $10. But this is a consistent thing that I've been dealing with as a single mother, is that I will be paying people to watch her. And they want the money, but don't want to do what I say. And today a woman told me, she was older than me. And she told me, she said, stop paying people in advance. Don't pay nobody in advance. She said, don't pay nobody in advance. Don't pay anybody in advance. And sometimes we as young ladies, I've been talking to a lot of older black women, and they've been telling me, girl, I've been there, done that. And that's something that we don't necessarily want to hear, but it's true. It's true. And sometimes we need to hear the stories of older black women who have went before us when they say, I've been there and I've done that. I've been there, done that. Because it does get better when you see other black women who have had children or multiple children and don't know how they was going to make it. And then now they have successful careers. It does get rough. It gets rough. But understand that there are people who have gone before you that have been there and they have done that. And it's going to be okay. Even though I joke online, I'm very realistic. Very, very realistic. And I take a realistic approach to life. And the realistic approach to life is that you can't compare yourself to influencers and other people that you see online, because that's the portion that they have. But for the portion that you have to ask God to help you with your portion. Be content with your portion. I'm dealing with something right now. My last job was crazy. Then they had the audacity to ask me why I ain't come back to work. Oh, you know why I ain't come back to work? Because who can't say that online? You know I ain't come back to work. Stop acting stupid. And you know I cussed her out. You already know what happened. But that's the reality of this stuff. Even as a single mother, you wonder why when you can only take so much at some of these jobs. You can only take so much. At my last job, I told you my ex-friend was trying to screw on my boyfriend, her ugly ass. She was trying to screw on my boyfriend. And she was she had got demoted. I don't even know if she was a manager. I don't know what she was. She had got demoted. And she was trying to freak on my boyfriend. I told that bitch she could have him. I told that nigga, take that bitch. I don't give a fuck. Take her. Ugly ass. I ain't gonna argue. I ain't about to fight over you. You don't even got money. It'd be different if you had a bankroll or something. You don't let that bitch have you. So, but that's the reality, like even being a black single mother. You go to work, you dealing with dumbass bitches that want to fight you over niggas. Bitch, take him. He broke too. Take his dumb ass. So it's a lot of stuff going on in the workplace. But I would just encourage you, like, especially black women, just keep your focus on God. Keep your focus on God and know that God is going to make a way. Right now I'm praying through a lot of shit. I want to smoke so bad, but I can't because I do. Yeah, I'm so fucking stressed. I'm so stressed. I swear on gang I want to smoke. I ain't lying. I ain't smoked in years. I'm so goddamn stressed. But sometimes my daughter, she'll come to me and she'll be like, amen, mommy. Amen, baby. And she remind me that God has never left me or he has never forsaken me and that he will make a way.